All right. We are live. And by live, I mean just recording because we're not live because we're not some soy boys. Check, mic check, one, check.
Yo, little mama, let me whisper in you.
Okay, this is the first episode of what I'm going to call the SpoonCast because it's going on my Spoon Man channel. Yeah, this is pretty much where I haven't made anything in a year. I tried it for about a week. 20 people watched it. Thank you, 20 people. You're probably not going to listen to this, not going to the same 20 people. But yeah, I just want to get back into it. I've done so much since then. I've built a computer, got a huge, not huge, but I got a decent setup. That sounds pretty good. Before I was recording everything on my fucking PlayStation. And yeah, the first thing I really wanted to do, because I have multiple mics, I was like, dude, I want to do a fucking podcast. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to try to do it weekly, possibly bi-weekly. We'll see. I'm going to try and have multiple people on at a time. If my first guy right here, if he wants to come on every time I do it, I have no problem with that.
Yo, I'll tell you right now, I have no problem coming on anytime you would want me to.
All right,
It's a pleasure.
This is the guy right here. This is my friend. This is my...
Yo, bang, bang, skeet, skeet. You know what it is. It's your boy Bryson back from Spencer.
This is Jeff. This is my friend.
Yo, what it is, my name's Jeff, also known as Jeef Keef, a.k.a. Nama Jeef.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, me and you, we go way back. About 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that it's been that long.
It really has. It's crazy because, yeah, it is really crazy because we've just been through a lot of musical projects now.
Here and there, handfuls of attempts at God knows what.
Yeah, we're still trying, so, eyes out for that. But that's not what we're here to talk about at all. We're here to talk about the goal of this, since my channel is primarily going to be gaming stuff, is not gaming, but I want to. It's pop culture.
Right.
Pop culture. But it can be about whatever, right? It's a podcast. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Right. You want to keep people in the loop of stuff.
Yeah. My demographic is aiming towards pop culture. That's cartoons, video games, any form of entertainment like that, sci-fi,
Right.
any of that.
We're coming into 2019, people. So, like, the digital age is at damn near its peak, if not past.
Yeah, the nerds have taken over.
So, things have definitely progressed over the few years that, like, it needs to be, taken down to the table and discussed.
Yeah.
And reflect on how the past years have,
Yeah.
treated society.
Yeah, because God knows that the world needs another podcast. Yeah, so I got a few topics that I have not told you about because I want your genuine opinion on them.
Please do tell.
Fresh from, being talked about. Yeah, I wanted to utter it out of my mouth, and that'd be the first time you hear it. All right, so I guess first topic. So as you know, this Friday, Red Dead Redemption 2
Actually,
is coming out. Yeah.
Red Dead 2. I pre-downloaded it, right?
Yeah.
Countdown on my PlayStation.
Okay.
Tells me 24 hours from now.
24 hours from now. Yeah, that's if you got it either through digital download or I'm sure GameStop. I'm pretty sure GameStop is doing like the 9 p.m. releases.
I digitally downloaded it. 24 hours. It's already downloaded.
Yeah.
Waiting on the launch. The pre-order downloads, i.e. one particular specific outfit that you get only from pre-ordering and 2 special bonuses, also including a GTA bonus of $250,000.
Really? Is that real?
Yeah, you get like $250,000 of GTA Online cash.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, you get that for pre-ordering Red Dead 2.
That's funny though, because it's funny that they would do that because you'd think that they would be...
No, it makes sense because it's Rockstar, but I don't play GTA, so fuck that.
No, it makes sense because it's Rockstar. It just doesn't make sense because they're shooting their own online thing.
It gives it its own benefit. Like,
but why give any reason to play a GTA when they're already pushing Red Dead?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I bought GTA and played as played GTA as much as I could.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I fucks with free roam games, and, you know, when it has a story to it, I can get down with it. But there's something about Red Dead Redemption opposed to GTA that I appreciate more.
No, yeah, absolutely. See, here's the thing though. My issue with that is like, GTA is gonna be fine. GTA Online is gonna be fine. Why would they feel any need to push that? But that okay, that we're gonna. All right, this is not what I want to talk about. We're close. We're on the money. All right.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to talk about. All right, we're close. GTA is or not GTA. Red Dead's a pretty polished game, right?
For sure.
You think it would take a lot of people to make that, right?
A handful.
I think it would take that handful of people a lot of time to make that, right?
3 or 4 or 5 years, yeah.
Yeah, 8.
Was it 8?
8? Yeah, 8. It's
Okay,
been in
8.
development for 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. Yeah, it seems
How many
possible.
hours do you think that they'd work a week?
Hours a week?
Yes.
Fuck.
Or a day?
I would assume at least, at the minimum, 12 hours a day.
Okay. And that's what we're going to get into because, yeah,
But that's not necessarily per saying
No,
7 days a week.
No, but here's
It
the
could be
thing.
Monday through Friday.
I don't know if you heard
Just
about this.
at
but
minimum, you know. the 12
recently,
days, or 12 hours.
I'm sure people that are listening have heard about this. So it's come to light that kind of Rockstar games have kind of been known for their crunch times, and that's kind of a thing in the industry is kind of crunch time.
Yeah.
People working more hours than they should to push shit out.
The video game industry is just like any other industry where it's high demanding.
Yeah.
Because the consumer base, you know, everyone and their mom is just like, you know, this new game came out. I played it already. I beat it. I want a new one.
Yeah. And the thing about that, though, is that, well, in the post, a lot of former and current employees have been speaking to people, just pretty much exposing something that, like you said, is something that's already kind of known, that the gaming industry is kind of already known for, but isn't really talked about as much as maybe it should be. And that is just the fact that crunch time is a real thing. They got people working 100-hour weeks. 100-hour weeks.
No, that's why they get paid the big bucks, bro, because they put in them hours.
Yeah, but I don't even see. Here's the problem though, is that this is all up to, and it comes down to two things, right? It comes down to, it just comes down to time, a release. How many times can you push it off before it becomes an issue, right? And just the people upstairs, really. Like, you have to find that balance between delaying it so that way you can give your development team more time to make that product that you want and to put in the crunch time, right? And no one's saying that people can't do crunch time, because that's you know, it's, you're making a game here, you know, it's gonna happen. But right. These articles that are coming out, Red Dead in particular, the most recent, is just the fact that these crunch times are ridiculous. And we're not talking about for a week. We're not talking about a crunch week. We're talking about a crunch months, crunch years sometimes. And it's crazy to think about because, you know, I feel like anybody who's played video games kind of, I want to make a game, right? You want to make a game. Everybody wants to make a game. That's just something that we all think about. Everyone
played something, whether, you know, survival, free-for-all, like whatever style of game it may be. Everyone in one way or another is like, I could do this.
Yeah. And the harsh reality is that it's not as glamorous as it seems. Like, you work hard hours, crunch time is a real thing. And I guess the reason I bring that up is because I want to talk about, do you think that, how do you feel about these people are being overworked, essentially worked to death?
I should say, I'd like to think that a majority, if not half, of the video game development society, you know, not chooses, but gets some type of say in the amount of work that they put in. You know, through, desperate times call for desperate measures, but, if they want some free time to clear up their mind on whatever reason they might want to have for doing so, it's a no questions asked type thing where it's like, hey, if I've been working on this game for 6 months straight, I want to take a break. They should get a fucking break,
Yeah, I think I agree in the sense that it's about balance. I think people go into once they find out what it is, I think people go into the gaming industry understanding the amount of dedication that it takes to make a game and help make a game. I just think that the consistency of it is ridiculous. I think there's nothing wrong with
Look, I mean, I don't mean to get sidetracked here if this is where I'm going with this, but Call of Duty and Battlefield, they're like Apple and Samsung. They're releasing shit every year.
Mm-hmm.
They got a new game coming out every single year, which means, you buy the new game that comes out and you play it for a year, and then the next one comes out and you buy that and you play it over again for the next year. There's not a consistency to it. I mean, you may fall back on it, play it and appreciate it, but you're never going to be consistent with it once the next new best thing comes out. So it's like, in a way, video games have become redundant, but not necessarily per se, because there are certain single player style or mainly multiplayer based games that can maintain a strong suit in its lifestyle in staying.
But see, I think to connect that with the previous point, I think sometimes it's because see, it's hard because it's like some games get off easy. I think Call of Duty gets off easy. I think Call of Duty gets off really easy. Whether it's redundant or not, it comes down to the fact that I think that they have a formula, and I think it's a lot easier to base something off a formula.
They for sure have a formula.
And plus, they have the three studio kind of. They have Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
They kind of go in rotation. So yeah, there's a game coming out every year, but every studio gets like 2-3 years to make their game, right? They get time to do that.
Like Treyarch, they have revamped like Zombies, for instance. Like when Zombies was first created in World at War, it was zombies. You killed zombies, you moved on to the next round, you see how high of a round you can get to, and that was it. Now you got Blood of the Dead and Black Ops 4 and fucking a whole, like, you have 2 whole storylines based off of one game. To be more specific, a game mode inside this one specific Call of Duty game that it has over the past 2007, 2018, that's fucking almost 10 years, or over 11 years.
Okay,
it's 11 years.
Before we switch to this subject, I want to know, just in a nice bow and ribbon, yay or nay to the 100-hour weeks?
100-hour.
What do you think
weeks.
from Red Dead? What do you think?
What,
Just so we
like
can tie that up.
streaming?
No, of the hours that they got to put in
for making the game.
Yeah, yay or nay to these allegations of this crunch time?
I say yay and or nay.
Yay and or nay?
Because I say yay because you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to meet deadlines. You got to fucking grind out the shit. You got to do what you got to do. But I say nay because, like, if you're not having to meet deadlines, if you're running off of your own time, or like, you have a deadline, but you're making more progress than you anticipated, then by all means, how you see fit, go about it how you want to. Like, I don't know how to make a video game, but if you're progressing much farther than you originally planned, then yeah, take a break, or work on something else or whatever. Still put focus on it, or still, like,
that's the thing.
Keep it in the back of your head.
That's why that's an issue though, because they're not allowed to do that.
What do you mean?
They're not allowed to take their breaks. They have to finish. They have to see the project through.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
that's what entitles to the deadline. But it's like, all right, if I work for a whole 30 days straight, not working on a video game, and my hours that I'm putting in per day is like, at least at an all-time minimum 8 of, maximum minimum of 10 hours, that'd be like, 30 days straight. I'd want to have at least one day off,
Mm-hmm. Well, they get to go home and stuff like that and all
True.
that.
But I'm saying, like, if you wake up, go to work on this video game, go home, sleep, do it all over again for fucking months,
how would you feel?
I would feel stressed out.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the issue's coming from. I feel like
I'm putting too much work into this one thing that I'm not getting a chance to break away from it and come back and recollect myself.
See, that's what I'm trying to ask you though. How do you? So you say nay to that then, right?
Ultimately, then yeah, I'd say nay
because that's what they're going through, and I think the more I want to touch on, it's Game Informer had actually a pretty good point, or the Game Informer podcast show they brought up a point where somebody asked like, does knowing that ultimately change what how you feel? Does it put any sort of like they pretty much put it out to be like, if knowing, because this article came out very recently, and they were asking themselves like, now that we know this, is it going to change your opinion at all on the game? And for them it was like critiquing it, but I think it's an important question to ask, like, and they asked an important question, like, does knowing that sometimes that these developers aren't or these companies aren't giving the developers their due, giving them their time off, giving them things that a lot of employees need, do we support this game? Do we support the game because the people who made it deserve to get paid, and if we don't support it, they're not going to, and something that they worked hard on isn't going to get the value? Or do we not support it because, and state the fact that we don't support it because of the unfair working conditions? Because at the end of the day, if we buy it because we love the game, they're going to keep doing what they're doing to the employees. It's an interesting question, but I don't think it has an answer, honestly, because the real world just wouldn't give us one.
Right. Well, you also have to think, if the marketing is done well, and the consumer base is consistent enough with the advertisement and the marketing, then there's going to be enough supply for the demand, if not more.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, rather.
Yeah. So do you think that would help them?
Well, look, if a game is made that is hyped up very well, and a lot of people are like, hey, this might be it, this might be the game, or it could change how we look at this style or whatever.
Do you think, well, regardless of that though, so do you think that, but regardless of any of that though, do you think that, like, when Red Dead comes out, will you, when you see how much polish it has, will a part of you on the inside be kind of like, man, I wish that they didn't have to work 100-hour weeks? Or are you just gonna like enjoy the game?
It depends.
That's what I'm saying. It's a hard question to answer.
It depends, right? Because certain people have certain expectations of a video game, and whether or not it meets or doesn't meet its expectations is when that forms the opinion of the consumer. So, like, take Red Dead 2. I feel like it's going to be a pretty awesome-ass game.
Oh, without a doubt. That's not even a question.
But for whatever reason, it doesn't meet my own personal expectations. I'm going to have my own personal opinions on it that are somewhat negative because it didn't meet my own expectations,
Yeah. My girlfriend just walked by the way. Hey, babe. But, yeah.
Look back on Destiny. When you bought Destiny, if it didn't meet the expectations that you made for yourself on that game, how would you feel of it?
Well, yeah, I do agree with that. That if expectation can make or break your own personal opinion of a game, That's with any sort of media, isn't it, though? Like, but I agree with that. I totally agree with that sentiment. Like, to get into that, I think a game that I really overhyped, and this is back when I was a kid, a game I really overhyped was, I loved Prototype 1. Do you ever played Prototype?
No.
It's just kind of just like mutant, like shape shifting, whatever. It's really cool. It was PS3 era. The first one came out. I remember being a kid. I was sick. I played it. I played the whole thing. I loved it. Loved Prototype, and I had a really good opinion of Prototype. I had high expectations of Prototype, of what that would feel like. Prototype 2 came out a few years later. I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking excited. This is gonna be the game, right? I get it. Not what I expected. Not all that. And you know what? But it's not a bad game. I mean, it's an okay game. But, and I'm not even, because it wasn't a good game, but it was worse in my opinion because I held it so highly. You know, like Destiny to me is a weird example because I think in some ways it lives up to the hype that people set for it. In some ways it doesn't. You know, like some ways people were like, Bungie's making this, and they played it. It's not Halo, you know, whatever. Or I don't like the loot, whatever. Some people were like, this is really fun, really good gunplay, which has really good gunplay. I wasn't in love with Halo or Bungie as a studio enough to be like, look, this is gonna make it or break it for me. But I enjoyed it. But maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because I didn't compare it to Halo too much, you know. I think we got to stop. I think we do got to stop our hype, but can we really? I mean, we have personal things that we love.
Well, you also have to take into consideration that the way that technology itself has been advancing, that VR, like virtual reality, is already a thing, and it's advancing on its own self. That you have to think how basic console gaming is advancing. Like,
it's true.
You have to think, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. Our expectations of what a game can do is now completely different.
Over the past 10 years, it has advanced so much on its own in, like, you know, single player survival gaming compared to like online multiplayer, where, you know, it's a free for all or whatever. You know, where, you know, it looks realistic. You know, the immersion is so in depth that you literally feel a part of whatever the story is.
Mm-hmm.
But then the online gaming, you know, you feel like you're right then and there, and that you're running and gunning and fucking, or like you're just going around slaughtering whoever comes in between your line of sight.
Yeah, we're definitely the closest. I think the connection between human interaction and gaming is probably the closest it's ever been. If not in terms of just technology, just tone.
And like I said, with the fact that VR has come as far as it did, where
we've come a long way.
Like, there's a point in VR where now it's not only the headset, where there's gloves and whole like body suits involved, where you literally have full immersion to the point where the vibration on a controller is compared to that as in real life touch.
Yeah, it's nuts. A lot of things have been going on. Damn. Yeah, technology's crazy, man. Man, we got pretty far away from the Red Dead thing, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what happens with podcasts.
Yeah. But
back to Red Dead.
Back to Red Dead? Okay.
24 hours.
Yeah, dude, 24 fucking hours. Yeah. I mainly want to talk about that post, but I do want to say though, Red Dead is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but game of the year.
Game of the it probably will be game. Honestly, it'll probably be everybody's game of the year. But to be fair, there's a lot of contenders for game of the year. God of War,
maybe.
Spider-Man,
maybe.
God of War, I think is its biggest contender.
Probably.
I played it. It is fucking phenomenal.
I would say it's probably gonna be Red Dead 2, God of War, maybe Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4 will not be game of the year.
Maybe.
Black Ops 4 will be multiplayer game of the year.
It. Battlefield, no, because Battlefield is the same with, like, you know, Battlefield and Call of Duty. Granted, they're two different types of first-person shooters, but they're still the same type of first-person shooters.
Yeah, but no, I think no. Here's the thing. I think Black Ops will be multiplayer of the year. I think so. Yeah, I think that's the biggest one
That's
that
a
came out this year.
category.
Well, yeah, but you can't. I just would never consider Black Ops 4 to be game of the year. In
No,
general, no,
because
won't happen.
there's two specific reasons why Black Ops 4 will not be game of the year.
Okay, well, not. So you agree with me then?
Yes,
We're in agreement.
but I
okay.
can tell you exactly why.
Okay.
1, no campaign. 2, battle royale.
Battle Royale to me makes it a contender. But here's the
I'm
thing.
not saying that battle royale is a negative thing, but I'm saying that the fact that Call of Duty itself conformed to the social norm of battle royales in the gaming community gives it the negativity that it so-called deserves.
No, I honestly disagree with that because I think it you could say that it's sold out, but at the same time, by selling out, it's also kind of propelled that genre of multiplayer battle royale. It's finally. It's been mainstream, but when you think of battle royale, you think of battle royale games, right? You think of Fortnite.
To be honest with you,
PUBG.
the only thing that I think of when I think of battle royale, even though I haven't played it in over a few months, is Fortnite.
Yeah.
Because the only other battle royale games that I played besides Fortnite is a little bit of PUBG and a little bit of H1Z1. And I have to say, between the three, the best one that I actually find is Fortnite. Granted, the only other versions of battle royale that I played is H1Z1 on the PS3 along with Fortnite and PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. That is what I'm saying. The point is that when you think of these games, you think of battle royale specific games, right? You think of those games. Well, H1Z1 isn't specific, and Fortnite had its own game. But the point I'm trying to make is that you're thinking of, I don't want to call them smaller teams or games or anything like that, but that's, compared to like a AAA title, it's not a AAA title. They're not. They're not indie games anymore. They're more mainstream. But at the same time, they're not AAA titles, right? The reason I credit Black Ops is because, it did it first not by some vision, but by money. I get that. They're chasing money. But at the end of the day, what they did was that they brought Battle Royale, which is never been a AAA game mode, and they brought it into a AAA game. And that's going to open up so many. I get it. Everybody's doing it. Red Dead's talking about doing it, or they have one or whatever, which is funny.
Right. And I've been with the stand that, okay, I'm hyped for Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
But I'm mainly in it for the story.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I get to the multiplayer, if there's a battle royale, cool, awesome. I'll play it. I'll try it out. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't.
How do you think they're going to drop down? Do you think they're going to drop down on horses?
Look, if they drop down, you'd be pre-spawned.
You think you'd be No, I'm just saying.
You would load into the map.
Horse parachutes?
No. You would load into the map in a specific location.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm.
Have you ever played H1Z1?
Yeah.
On console?
Yeah.
So you know how you're already preset to land in a specific designated area?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be just like that. However, you won't be falling from the sky via parachute. You will literally just spawn in like a cabin or an outhouse or whatever the fuck.
It's funny how we played so many battle royales at this point that you have to it's a downfall to say that you're not falling out of the sky. But you know what? It's Rockstar. They could make it work.
Then
somehow.
Again, you have to think that there's a very, very thin line between free for all and battle royale.
Okay, well while we're on the subject of Red Dead, how do you think the battle royale is going to be?
Okay, to my knowledge, granted, I haven't put that much effort into researching much off of Red Dead 2, but as far as I'm concerned, it has not been confirmed that there is a battle royale for Red Dead 2. But if there is, cool, awesome. I'll try it out. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't care. My two biggest concerns are story, because that's the first thing I'm going to go for. I'm not touching multiplayer until I play and complete the story. Not 100%, but until I complete the main story, I'm not touching multiplayer. And then I'll go into multiplayer, see what game modes they have to offer, get a feel for everything and see what I like and don't like. And like I said, if they have a battle royale, I'll try it out. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, that's kind of the sentiment. It's like, Red Dead has multiplayer. Red Dead has battle royale. Red Dead blah, blah, blah. Do we care?
No, I'm in
we
it for
care?
the story.
Yeah.
I'm in it
we
for
don't
the
care.
story and solely the story. That's why I bought the standard edition and only the standard. Because
Sorry, Red Dead.
like, don't get me wrong,
Sorry,
dude.
Rockstar.
I've gotten when I first got into Red Dead Redemption 1, the first one, because I've been meaning to, but I've never gotten around to playing Red Dead Revolver. Even though they say
You don't gotta.
chronologically you don't need to understand the story of Revolver to have played Redemption, but there are certain characters that are in both games. But like I said, I'm in it for the story, man. I played Red Dead Redemption. You play John Marston, a dude that was a part of the gang that you play in Red Dead Redemption 2.
How do you feel about how do you feel about playing not as John Marston this time around?
I feel content.
Arthur Morgan, his name.
We get a different perceptive. Like, we play as Arthur Morgan, who gets to work with John Marston in the gang that he ran away from.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's a lot of companions you get to work with, like from the gang, but I think everybody's gonna go towards John Marston.
Well, obviously,
it's hard not
because,
to.
Okay,
Who's gonna not love John Marston?
I may have reached out a little farther than I wanted to, as far as spoilers go, but some people are already speculating, and I don't know why I didn't foresee this myself.
Spoilers.
Potential spoilers. Nothing confirmed. I've read comments on certain social media platforms that relate to John Marston being a potential playable character at the end of Red Dead Redemption 2, as it was him being the main character in Red Dead Redemption 2 and then going to play as his son in the ending. Makes sense. Leads into the storyline, because technically Red Dead 2 is a prequel to Red Dead 1.
It totally makes sense. I think
it makes sense, and I can foresee it happening. However, nothing is certain.
Yeah. The question is, once again, Red Dead, do we care? Yeah, a little bit.
I'd care.
A little bit. All right, Red Dead. Thank you. We love you, Rockstar. Love you, Red Dead. Don't care if you have multiplayer. Give your people some fucking breaks, please. All right. I heard a good example is they spent fucking hours just to fucking put black bars in your cutscenes after you just fucking already did them.
Fuck GTA 6.
Yeah, fuck GTA 6. All right. Yeah. Jeff.
Next topic.
Next topic. Yeah, by the way, if we're not the most like professional at transitioning or staying on topic or transitioning all that shit, we'll get better.
Podcast.
Yeah. I think we'll still get better though, because like it's hard just to sit in front of a mic for the first time and really talk about topics and not get off track about random shit. You know, I think it's something that it's hard. But so we're gonna try our best, all right? Well, we're gonna revise. We're gonna do all that. But you know what? Fuck you guys. If you don't like it, don't listen. I love you. Stop. I'm just kidding. Don't go. All right, Jeff. I got one word for you. Actually, no. I got 3 words for you. And it's gonna start off at one topic, and I'm gonna try and transition into another one that I want to talk about. But it's kind of the same theme. 3 words for you.
Right.
Disney streaming service. Have you heard about this?
No.
You haven't heard about this?
No.
You haven't heard about this?
No.
All right. Let me. I talk about this because I want to talk about Disney in general and their positioning in multimedia in general. So let me just start to explain some of this for you. I'm sure. Have you heard about the Disney Fox deal?
No.
Oh, you haven't heard about that either? Well, I got a lot to tell you.
Dude.
So,
am I gonna fucking flip a table right now?
Dude, you're gonna fucking lose your mind. Disney's been making some fucking big boy moves, alright?
Dude, fuck Disney.
What do you mean,
Ever since Walt Disney died, fuck Disney.
Dude, no, Disney's cool. I don't care. They're taking over everything slowly, but I don't care because, you know, they make good shit. They make every shit. They make the good and the bad shit because they own all the shit. Tea time? All right, we will talk about this in a second.
Can you? I gotta take a piss.
Take a piss, dude. All right. For you, what has been a few seconds. To me, it has been 3 hours. He took a piss break, at which point Jeff, man over there, came back to say, okay, let's go get McDonald's real quick. 10 minutes away. Fair enough.
What can I say? I'm a hungry man.
Hungry little boy. And when he gets up, or I get up, I don't remember who got up. My cord got yanked out of his microphone and broke. So we then went all the way to Walmart to get the right cord, which it was now we're at a jerry rig setup of fucking extenders and adapters and shit that making it work.
A little sidetrack, but we're making it work, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Teamwork makes the dream work. And then we went to McDonald's, went to the wrong McDonald's and went to the right one. Now we're back at home and we sat for probably about half an hour and talked with my girlfriend for a bit. And now we're a lot more tired than we were when we started, but we are dedicated to get this shit out. Boy.
Rolling.
Yeah, roll tide, man. All right, so last time we talked
fucking talking about video games, man. Like,
yeah. Oh, dude, make sure you put your put it you should probably put it there, dude, honestly.
Which way?
Flip it. Yeah, flip it the other way. Yeah, flip it that way. And have it sit. Just have it sit down. Yeah, have it go downwards.
Let me try this way.
Yeah, try it like that and just flip it upwards like that. And then talk into it. Let me see.
Right. Is that good now? Probably should be good.
Yep, you're good.
I'm hoping it's good.
Yep. Sorry, guys. Just want to make sure it's good.
So, we were talking about video games, right?
Oh, no, you were talking about fuck Disney.
No, so Disney, right? Fuck Disney.
Yeah.
They just think that, all right, since they fucking own the rights to Star Wars and everything else pretty much, that they can fucking do whatever the fuck they want. And no, they don't care about their consumer base because they're a multi-million-dollar company. They could give two shits about who the fuck's going to like and dislike their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, Disney's going to do what they think is going to be best for everyone, and they can give two shits what everyone else thinks.
Okay. All right. Well, before we get into that, I love it. I love your passion. But let me justify it a little bit, or maybe not justify it. Let me tell you a story. So, So you remember like the Disney and Sony deal, right? The deal that got them to acquire. All they did was a deal with them for Spider-Man rights. That's all it was. It was a benefit for the MCU. It was a benefit for their Marvel brand. The deal pretty much was, it's the best deal in the world for Sony. Disney, the MCU will make their Spider-Man movies for them, give them the credit. All they gotta do is let them be in their universe and blah 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 blah. All right, and a nice rap bow. I thought. See, here's the thing. To me, that was a big power move for the MCU, right? That was cool. What came next? See, the only reason I found everybody cared about the Fox deal was because Fox owns X-Men and Fox owns Fantastic Four. And they want to bring those back in. But that's not the reason that they did that. The reason that they did this, which I was reading up on it.
I can tell you right now, I dislike Fox just as much as I could dislike anything else that I don't like.
So now, Disney approached Fox to buy a lot of their companies or a lot of their subsidiaries, and they were actually at a bidding war with Comcast, but they ended up winning out giving them over $70 billion, if I remember correctly. I think it was $70 billion. It was over that. It was 70 something billion dollars for 20th Century Fox and damn near everything that goes with it. The only thing that wasn't in the deal was Fox News, Fox Sports, and I think some other channels. But I think the Disney owns Family Guy now. They own Family Guy. They own all those.
Disney does not own Family Guy.
Disney owns Family Guy, I believe. Disney owns Family Guy.
Bullshit.
They own the property. Yeah, they do.
How?
Because they bought them.
This fucking...
I still think that
Why would Disney, a family fucking company, own the rights to Family Guy?
Because Disney is more than just Disney as a brand is family friendly, but Disney as a company Disney owns. Here's the thing, and here's where I'm gonna transition for you. Okay, so they did that deal, right? They own Fox and all that stuff. The reason that this is a topic now is because Disney also recently, I don't know if it's for something about the fiscal year. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that tuned into that. What I am tuned into is that they announced recently that they are starting their own Disney, kind of family friendly, streaming service. They're trying to get into the streaming game.
Well, of course, because everyone else and their mom is trying to get in the fucking streaming game.
So what they did was they have since then they've announced that all the Marvel movies, all the Disney movies on Netflix is being pulled at a certain point. Any buy to own DVDs of like classic Disney films are being pulled off Amazon, off of all streaming services.
Dude, that's a whole nother topic in itself.
They're all being pulled.
Amazon.
I don't think you can buy them anymore.
Fuck you, Jeff Bezos.
But yeah. So what happened is now they're pulling all that stuff because they're planning in 2019 to launch their big family friendly thing. And what's gonna happen is this is something you're gonna be interested in. There's little to no information about it, but what we do know is that all of that stuff that's being pulled is going directly onto that streaming service. All the Marvel movies are going to be on there. All the Disney, new and old, are going to be on there. And
so they're pretty much making it like how like video game shit is now, where it's like,
well, they're cornering their own. They're cornering their own shit. They're cornering their own brands, which makes sense. Like, why if you're going to get in the streaming game, why the fuck would you have your shit on somebody else's platform? Then why would they go to you?
Right, but they're still selling it up for like, you know, on this specific platform where it's like, hey, you know, we have all these movies and shit that you'd like for this price on this thing, so go check it out and fucking buy it. Like, it's just another monopoly game, bro, from a big corporation. That's why I said fuck Disney ever since Walt Disney died.
So here's the thing.
Walt Disney was a fucking family man. He cared about, you know, work and putting your fucking time and effort into something you love and appreciation of family.
Didn't he hate the Jews, though?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's
love and family except the Jews.
That's a fucking that's a side topic for another day. But like, you know, in the topic of right now, you know,
He was want to back up from your mic just a little bit.
Ultimately a family man, so he, you know, he created Disney World for a place for children and families to come together and spend time together as one, you know? So, like, creating cartoons and shit like that. Like, the fact that the company now is just, like, pretty much a monopoly and just cares about making money off of the next big thing, like, fuck Disney, dude. Like,
to be fair, here's the thing. Fuck Disney, right? Fuck Disney. Okay, I agree with you. Fuck Disney. Fuck Disney for trying to take over everything, right?
Yeah.
But God bless Disney fuck Disney for being the umbrella for all these corporations, but God bless them for letting them do what the fuck they want. MCU proved itself, so by the time Disney bought them, and they've continued to prove themselves, I know you're not a Marvel guy, but just the fact that there's a company that makes an adaptation of something of pop culture that people love, and they have the freedom to do it however they fucking see fit, that's amazing. Yeah, that's fucking amazing. And
true.
Star Wars, different.
Star Wars is different because of the fact that George Lucas is a fucking cuckold motherfucker, and was just like, yeah, don't mind the fact that I wrote the whole fucking story of all of Star Wars. I give up.
Yeah, he gave up. He definitely gave up. Definitely gave up.
So, I've definitely lost respect for the man over the years, but I'm not as mad as your typical Star Wars fan would be over how Disney has taken Star Wars from where it was back when George was in possession of the rights.
Okay, so here's something that, speaking of Star Wars, so the streaming platform, right? One thing that you might find interesting is that in addition to all that stuff being ported on there, or launching on there, there is one or two shows that are two brand new shows that are only that platform specific that are being created right now. and it's a Marvel. One of them's a Marvel show, rumored to be about Loki and somebody I can't remember the post. The other one, it's a Star Wars show, Netflix style. So when the season comes out, it'll have a full 10 episodes.
Yeah, no, I remember. It's
Boba Fett, I believe.
Nah, dude, I remember seeing something where it's like
Something about Mandalorians. I know that.
Nah, dude, I remember seeing something where it's like it was like Rebels. Star Wars Rebels.
Well, no,
but
Rebels
it was
is
about
going to
the
be
Resistance.
on there. Rebels is going to be on there. But they're coming with a live action show.
They're making a new show that's Star Wars related that's like Rebels, that's based off of the Resistance and like the new prequel that has came out. You know, Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then whatever Episode 9 is going to be. Disney is making a TV series based off of the Resistance, similar to how Rebels was. That's the only thing that I can think of. Besides, you know, like them making Episode 9. What I've heard from, as far as any and all Star Wars news from Disney, I've heard that they are putting an all-time halt onto any new coming anthology films. They're going to make Episode 9, and then they're putting a halt onto, like, you know, any type of Obi-Wan movie you may have heard, or like a Boba Fett movie or whatever, you know. Movies that were like Rogue One and Han Solo. They're gonna stop making movies like that for a while, and they're gonna try to. Well, I don't know if I heard that they're gonna make the new prequel, or if they stopped production on that, or if they even started production. You heard that, right?
What?
That they were gonna make they were gonna make a new. Excuse me. They were gonna make a whole new trilogy after Episode 9.
Sorry, I'm just fixing up the mics because of this goddamn easy fix fucking adapters. Fucking the mic has to be a lot closer to the computer, so now his shit's all fucked up.
What the hell?
So I gotta move our mics far enough apart.
Right.
No.
Did you hear that they were gonna make a new trilogy after?
I've heard something about that.
So pretty much what it was is that, after Episode 9, you know, one would think that they're gonna make like an anthology film, like they did with Han Solo and Rogue One.
Yeah,
that'd be all well and good, but apparently they've ceased production on.
They look good. Sorry, I'm looking at my arm swivel for fucking my mic.
I feel like it'd be good.
I just hope it doesn't fall off, because this thing is prone to fall off and it's at a really precarious position. You should continue.
Should be good. But yeah, no. So after Episode 9, there seems to be no more production on the anthology films. So after Episode 9, who knows to say how long it'll be before we get another new Star Wars movie and or what it's going to be about. Because there's talk that there will be a new trilogy movie or new trilogy Star Wars films put out. Whether, you know, people are speculating that it's going to be about the Old Republic, which in my opinion would be pretty cool, but that's like backtracking way like thousands of years before the prequels. So it's like, you know, do they really want to stretch it that far? Or they could take it into something as far as past whatever they have to bring to the table when Episode 9 comes.
I've heard two things. I've heard two things about this new show. Well, I've heard three things, I guess you could say. Three things about this show. Well, I guess a few things. Anyways, I'm gonna say everything I know. One, it's only exclusive to the platform. Two,
stupid.
It's Netflix style. Obviously, it's a subscription service, so it's gonna be, all the episodes are gonna be out.
Stupid.
So you don't gotta wait. Three, it's got a budget of $10 million, which is a similar budget to, it could be a comparison. I read this off an article. It might have been a Kotaku article. It was something like that. So I'm gonna give credit where it's due. I don't remember. I just don't want to steal. The Kotaku article said that it was it's similar to like Game of Thrones, that kind of budget, which if you've seen Game of Thrones, that's very cool.
Right. I can get down with that type of style. It just
I think that's where they need to go, honestly.
It's the matter of the story.
I think they need to stop. Well, last thing I'm going to say is that in terms of to get the story, all I heard is that I heard something about Boba Fett, and I heard something about how he got his armor from the Mandalorians. That's all I heard.
Right. So, technically, I can fill in some gaps if you'd like. But the way that I foresaw it coming was that they were going to release episode 9. Then they were going to make an Obi-Wan movie, anthology film, like they did with Han Solo.
Yeah.
But they were going to make it based off of Obi-Wan. There was rumors made that it was going to be based off of, in between episode Revenge 3, Star Wars episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and episode 4, A New Hope. Where all the time, the 19 years that Obi-Wan spent on Tatooine is what the movie was going to portray.
Okay. Here's the thing. I think that, honestly, Star Wars needs to stop telling these stories through movies. I think they're blowing this big budget.
They've been splitting it back and forth between comic books, regular novels, and like small anthology films or the TV series like they did with Rebels. Because the fact that
they don't need to do a Clone Wars style cartoon though to tell these stories.
They don't need to, but it does give background information to better understand the main story.
I agree, but not everybody's gonna watch a cartoon.
Right, I agree with that. But from someone that has watched all the Star Wars movies multiple times and understands the lore pretty well, then to have watched the Clone Wars series. You then, after watching the Clone Wars series, you take an appreciation to the prequels more than you did before because of the fact that you understand what actually had gone through during the Clone Wars and what people had done, like the emotions, like the certain situations, like leading into the later episode or the later seasons of Clone Wars, like they explain more as to like, hey, the clones are conscious people. They're not just clones. Like they actually have feelings.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
Then they
was
they
that
became
off of
more.
Rebels or was that off of Clone Wars?
That was off of the Clone Wars because of the.
Do you like Rebels?
Rebels was okay. I like Clone Wars better than Rebels, but
Rebels was a little more Saturday morning cartoonish.
Rebels was more like, hey, there's this group of people that kind of started the rebellion, but then again, like the rebellion started over a lot of different shit. Because if you want to get technical, you can look back on Rogue One. Spoilers. Rogue One, the Death Star was an inside job.
My goodness. I'm going to put spoilers on it.
I forget his name. Fucking... Jyn Erso's father. I forget his actual name. He's the one who pretty much made the Death Star. Or at least the super laser. To be
fair, I have only seen the first 6 movies. And I saw Clone Wars a bit. Saw Rebels a bit.
Rogue One is just like a backstory.
Haven't seen any ever since Disney bought Star Wars. I have not seen any property from that. And one thing I will say before we continue, I do plan on having you come back here after I finished all of them and just sitting down and talking about all of Star Wars and the state of it. So save that for when that you can talk about it, but save a real discussion for when I finish that because I really do want to talk about that.
Pretty much, long story short,
I do.
Iden Versio, the main character of Rogue One. Her father was held captive against his will by the Empire to create the super laser of the Death Star. He, in secret, was in cahoots with the Rebel Alliance.
No cahoots.
In other words, he did it, otherwise they would have killed him and made someone else do it. So he did it to protect the Rebel Alliance and his daughter and made what you all know as the exhaust port that they shot the proton torpedoes down in episode 4. He's the motherfucker that created that.
I like that because they took one of the biggest plot holes of fucking Star Wars and turned it into a plot device.
That's why cool. I have a pretty great appreciation for Rogue One because I like the way that they let it up because, again, spoilers, the end of Rogue One literally leads into the beginning of A New Hope.
That's cool.
And it's like they did it so well. Some would argue that certain scenes from certain trailers weren't portrayed in the movies and that may fill in some plot holes or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But the way that the movie came out is content in my own eyes.
Yeah. So like I said, I want to save that for another episode. So I guess, do you think I think that's really cool actually, and I haven't seen it. I gotta watch all those. Like I said, we're gonna come back here after I finished all those. That was an idea I had. We're gonna have a Star Wars specific episode because I all my knowledge on the first 6, decent.
I will more than likely be okay with coming back to talk about Star Wars.
Okay. So I guess back to Disney.
Fuck Disney.
Fuck Disney. Fuck Disney. Fuck Disney. No, fucking the streaming service, man.
So I don't get why
What do you think?
a majority of all these like mainstream companies need to fucking like keep on the new waves, like all right, streaming, live streaming, or fucking
It's the future, man.
or
It's
like
the fucking future.
people just like recording themselves and putting it on social platforms like
Like a podcast on YouTube.
and yeah, like a podcast on YouTube, but then again it's like it's more or less like all right, so
It's more personal.
the people that are like, hey, give me money to watch this right now, as opposed to giving me a smaller amount of money to own this thing that you can watch for as many times as you want, whenever the fuck you want.
See, it's the beauty and also the dangers of streaming. We are kind of losing ownership of the properties that we're watching, but at the same time, we're gaining. Here's the thing: we are gaining access. See, the beauty of streaming is that we're gaining access to things, to millions of titles that we would never have watched otherwise. We're not gonna go out and fucking buy fucking hundreds of thousands of fucking movies and TV shows to watch, right?
Right.
That would cost fucking hundreds of fucking dollars. But for $10 fucking a month, $5 a month, blah 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 blah, right? Whatever streaming platform you choose, you get all of that on the guarantee that you keep up on your monthly subscription. So
Right.
it sucks because, you know, if you're subscribing for a specific thing, maybe you'd find a cheaper alternative, but it's like it's funny because we're, like I said, it's a subscription service. We are turning our media into subscription services. We're no longer paying for the things that we want to watch. We are paying for a service that will put the things we want to watch on there. You know, we are. That's why they make so much money, because we're not paying an individual company for an individual piece of work. We are paying a big company money out of our monthly checks, our monthly bills. Even though it's $10 adds up to watch everything we want to watch. And, you know, those companies do get a cut. Everything that gets watched, I mean, I'm pretty sure they get a cut. I just, you know, it is scary because I'm going to be honest, I can't tell you last time I bought a movie.
Dude, I don't fucking buy movies anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody buys movies anymore.
The last time I would buy, anytime I would actually buy a movie is to go see it in the theaters.
And
the only movies nowadays that I see worthy of paying money to see them in the theaters are the Star Wars movies.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Honestly, dude, if movies came out on your streaming service at the same time they came out in the theaters, would you honestly go and see them?
No,
no
one
exactly.
else would.
That's what I'm
Which would
saying.
put movie theaters out of business. That's the thing about technology.
The thing about streaming.
Streaming is a whole reason of this technology bullshit, is because the more advanced that technology gets, the less jobs are available. You know what I'm saying? So, like, take that instance. If the streaming industry takes over movie theaters get put out of business, which means every single person that works at a fucking movie theater will no longer have a job.
It's crazy because it's just crazy, man. It's monopolizing like media in a way. It's crazy. And the reason that it's scary, that it's here's the thing. To me, Disney taking over is such a scary, but and yet I don't want to say beautiful. It's scary, but it's like almost, it's convenient, right? But that's what's scary about it. It's so convenient. Disney owning everything is so convenient. Disney owns so much shit that we don't even know Disney owns.
Disney is one of the fucking like
huge fucking conglomerates.
It's up there, bro.
It's
like
not monopolizing, but fucking it feels
certain,
like it.
I'm pretty certain if you were to Google right now, like one of the number one like richest or like most well known or wealthiest income companies or whatever, I'm pretty certain, I'm like 98% positive Disney would be in the top 5, if not number 1.
Yeah, Disney Disney provides so much as a company, which is crazy to think about. Anything in our lives, it's nuts. But it's nice for convenience sake. It really is. But it's like at what point does Disney own everything? But here's the thing, though.
Disney just wants to own everything.
Here's the thing, though. I'm gonna ask you
Disney's
again.
gonna be the president.
Do we care if it owns everything?
Depends.
As long as there's other,
like,
I guess the reason people are scared is because like, if you don't like what Disney's about and stuff like that, go to somewhere else, right? But odds are Disney. Here's the thing, because people don't like the Disney brand on everything, right? But Disney doesn't put its brand on everything. Disney put its brand on what it feels like it needs to put its brand on, right? You clearly know Disney owns Star Wars. You clearly know Disney owns Marvel. But at the same time, Disney lets Marvel do whatever the fuck it wants. I think
they won't let Star Wars do whatever the fuck they want. Even though Star Wars has some pretty good, well-known fucking artists and writers behind most of their fucking products.
Yeah, I think like here's why I want to talk about the streaming. Disney, and this is what's gonna fuck. This is what's gonna fuck you up right now, right? Disney owns the majority shares of another streaming service.
Who?
Hulu.
God damn it.
Disney owns 70% shares of Hulu. They have the majority vote on Hulu.
God fucking damn it.
And here's what's scary. Here's why the Fox deal comes in. Like I said, I think I read this on the Kotaku post. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, whoever you are. Pretty much what I read was it's scary, and I totally agree with what this guy said. It said that they own so much that the way it's gonna happen is, you know, they can take all their family friendly stuff, their Disney brand, put all the Marvel, all that shit, put it on the fucking Disney streaming platform, and anything that doesn't fit that mold, they're gonna put on fucking Hulu. All the Fox shit that they own, they're gonna put on fucking Hulu.
Yeah, because Hulu's the off-brand of streaming.
No, I don't think Hulu's off-brand. Hulu to me,
okay.
Hulu is when you want
one person that you know that would choose Hulu streaming over Netflix, or
I think
any
both
type of third-party type of streaming.
Both are necessary, and I'm gonna tell you here's why. And I saw that I heard this on another podcast. Might have been Rooster Teeth, maybe. Netflix, they put it so well, and I totally agree with this. Like when you think about it, you watch Netflix when you don't know what the fuck you want to watch. If you like, I just want to watch something, I'm gonna go on Netflix, right? Hulu is when you know exactly what the fuck you want to watch. Like me, like I had a point where I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna watch. Every day I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna watch. I go on fucking Netflix every single day because I don't know what I'm gonna watch, and I scroll through fucking dozens of shit to find something. I'm like, oh god, they have this, cool. Or oh, this is new, cool. Hulu is like, I woke up, I want to watch Adventure Time. Boom, Hulu has Adventure Time.
Right.
I woke up, there's an anime I want to watch.
Okay.
I want to watch the anime. Hulu has it.
I get you. But
so they're both necessary.
Yeah, understandable. But for an example, I was, with Melissa earlier today, and we were watching American Dad on Hulu. Mm. So when you're watching Netflix, you watch the whole episode uninterrupted, and you keep going for maybe 4 or 5 episodes until it asks you if you're still watching, and then you click a button.
Let me stop you right there. Man, just so I can educate you on Hulu, bitch. No, Hulu with ads is $5.99 a month. Hulu without ads is $10 to $11.99 a month.
All right.
Now, before you say anything, Netflix with 2 to 4 TVs, which is what you want because families watch Hulu. One person doesn't buy a Hulu, families watch Hulu.
Right.
For families,
as for me,
2 to 4 TVs, $12.99 a month.
As for me, a person like me, being on your own, having your own place, not wanting cable because you're never around to really watch TV, but would like to watch whatever TV shows you'd really want to whenever you want to.
You'd want to get Hulu.
You'd want to get Netflix.
No, you'd want to get Hulu.
Why would you want to get Hulu?
Because you said it yourself.
That's where my topic comes into play.
No, but you said it yourself.
When it comes to that, who the fuck is to say, okay, this is the better one to get? Because
Netflix has almost everything. Hulu has everything you want. Does that make any sense? When you want something, When you want to watch a show, Hulu will have it.
But that's the thing.
Netflix will not guarantee to have it.
I'm the type of person where it's like, if I'm going to watch TV, I don't really care what it is. I just want to have some type of interest in it. That's why I feel like Netflix is the better option for me as opposed to Hulu, because it's like, all right, if I get Hulu, I know that I can watch The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, South Park, blah, 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 blah. Any type of comedy, drama, like fucking, like whatever.
That's anything you want.
Exactly. But when I go into Netflix, like Netflix has Netflix originals. Now, I've only stumbled across a few that I've liked as opposed to all the other ones being complete garbage. But, you know.
You gotta watch Altered Carbon, dude.
No.
Watch Altered Carbon. I'm just saying a side point.
I've been trying to get into something called Peaky Blinders.
Dude, Peaky Blinders, amazing.
You've watched the whole thing?
I have not watched the new season, but I've watched. They either have 4 or 5 seasons. I've watched 3.
I'm trying to get into it. So far, I like it.
It's really good.
But that's what I'm saying, dude. Like that shit, Peaky Blinders. That's a Netflix original. It's based off of a true story of something that legitimately happened. But Netflix, the company itself, made this own show. That's the type of shit that I'm talking about.
But Netflix is still hit and miss, though. Netflix just has a better track record. That's all. That's all I think. I'm not gonna say go to Hulu for the originals, and I agree with you to that point. The difference is though, all streaming fundamentally is the same thing. You want a boatload of shit for if you're gonna be paying $10 a month. If you're paying a monthly subscription, you want a whole bunch of shit. Netflix, I think they put out more shit, but honestly, like it's just kind of a modge podge, you know. Like shit goes off, shit. You know, you get shit that you like. You get like when new things come on, you get a couple things that you like, really like. True, but they were never anything you were fucking looking for. Let's be honest. When's the last time you saw something on Netflix? I've been fucking looking for that, bro. Never. Hulu always has something you want. That's something you've been thinking about. If you thought about something you wanted to watch, Hulu has it. Like I said, there's an anime that I was looking for fucking ever to finish. Hulu fucking had it for me. I want to watch Adventure Time. Netflix ain't got fucking Adventure Time. Hulu has Adventure Time.
Okay, for me, then it comes down to the ads. Netflix, I know it doesn't have ads.
I'm telling you, $10. Dude, I'm pretty sure Netflix.
Dude, but am I really willing to spend $5 extra a month to have no ads? No, I'd rather just get the basic package out of Netflix and not have to bother with ads. Because that's what, like $6-7 a month?
Yeah, but the minute that you want to watch something, then you'll be going to Hulu. I'm telling you.
Then I don't know.
Like if you want to watch a specific until Disney's streaming platform comes out, you're like shit, I really want to watch fucking Clone Wars. I want to get caught up on that, or Rebels, whatever. Whether Netflix or I don't even know if Netflix has it or doesn't have it.
Netflix has Clone Wars,
not Rebels. I guarantee you Hulu has Rebels.
Probably not, but I don't know.
Well, Disney owns the majority of Hulu, so I'm sure until they take it off of their service, I'm sure that they do.
Fun fact: Clone Wars is coming out with an episode, season 7, that will.
I did see that on Adult Swim, right?
That will lead into Revenge of the Sith, and I'm kind of hyped about it.
Oh no, is the Clone War coming out on their new streaming
There's
platform?
no official confirmed date as to when the season 7 will launch.
That fucking money is coming on fucking Disney's platform. I guarantee you're fucking buying it, bro. That's why they sucker us, bro. They take your favorite fucking brands and make it impossible for you to say no.
If they do, I will lose
Subscribe.
a small amount of respect for Star Wars and give up on Disney entirely.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. They're gonna have it on there. All right. I guess the question now at the end of the day is, are you gonna subscribe to it?
To what?
To the Disney platform?
Maybe.
Probably.
We will see how the format truly is. See how it's structured.
Here's the thing, though. Are they ballsy enough not to give a free month?
I'm for certain there will be some type of trial.
Maybe 7 days, probably.
It may not be a respectable trial, like a month or two, but, you know,
I'd say
regardless,
7 days.
there will be a trial, you know, maybe 3 days to a week.
Man, Hulu does that shit too.
Because they want you to get a taste of it, enjoy it, and then cut it off at last minute to the point where it makes you want to buy it. That's how the fuck they get you. That's how marketing works. That's how they fucking get you in this monopoly-ass capitalistic motherfucking planet we live in.
That's how it's always been. But I think I appreciate the month. You know that? I appreciate the month because I trust the company that gives me a month with their product. I think if they're willing to sacrifice the fact that I probably won't go back to it, I honestly do. I subscribe to it for as long as I can.
I always like the 3-month trials.
3 months trials.
Because
YouTube
to
did
be
that.
realistic, when you get a trial of something, you're not gonna be testing it every single day. You just aren't.
3 months is just too long though. I think a month is good.
It's not that it's too long. It's that it's realistic because it's like, okay, if let's say I download a 3-month trial for
3 months is realistic for
streaming
you.
service.
It's not realistic for the service though.
No, right. But look, so I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Yeah, you do work a lot.
And I have a 3-month trial for the streaming service that I like to watch movies on. But I only get to watch it maybe 3 or 4 times out of the week. So I'm not watching it every single day, so I'm not getting the full 3 months use out of it.
The only thing I will say that 3 months might help is because after a month, you're like, okay, I got a month to do everything I can with it, right? 3 months, you take your time, you ease yourself in. And by the time it's already become a part of your life, then I guess at that point, you're like, fuck, well, I guess I got to subscribe for the next month.
Exactly. That's how I
I could see that, but usually companies only do that for a special, like YouTube Red or Premium is what it is
or,
now.
you got them people
They
that
did
just
3 months
like,
for a special deal.
You got them people that are just like, fuck Netflix and Hulu. I'll just get my shit from Redbox.
Dude, I owe Redbox probably like over $300 right now.
That's
I have
the
not
thing, that's what I'm
returned
saying,
it.
dude,
I
because,
bought like a...
You get into the whole bullshit of like Gamefly, the same shit. This shit's still around.
I hate Gamefly. Here's why I hate Gamefly.
Like, fuck renting shit. Just
No,
buy it or fucking don't.
I appreciate renting. You ever been to a family video?
Yeah,
It's like
but
Blockbuster.
it's a hit or miss when it comes to renting, dude.
Here's the
I'd just
thing.
rather
Renting
not
is
do
something
it.
you get sucked into.
I would do my research and make a final decision if I was gonna buy it or not.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend money on making a decision.
I used to hate buying games. I would always rent video. That's where I went to family video for. I'd rent a video game. I would only buy a video game if I knew I was going to play it again. But I realize now that like it just sucks because I always come to the realization that like when I rent a game, 9 times out of 10, someone's going to want me to play it again. So I might as well buy it. And it also helps me like the coolest part about it was, I got to play a lot more games than I would, like more higher volume, because I could just rent it $5-6 for a fucking week, right? But like, do I really need to play all those fucking pointless games constantly? Like now, I kind of just play whatever games I want to play. Fuck GameFly, all right? And here's why. No, here's fucking why. GameFly doesn't work off of fucking renting. You don't even. Yeah, you rent it. You rent it off a fucking queue.
Right.
You don't say,
because
hey,
there's no
how many?
deadline.
You say, how many is available? Let me rent it. Is there any available? Just tell me there's fucking 0 available. Don't tell me fucking put it in your queue and we'll let you know when it's fucking ready. How fucking pompous is that?
Yeah, dude. Because, like I said,
I
I don't want to spend money on making a decision. But if it were to ever come to the fact that I would have to rent some type of video game or movie, whatever the fuck, renting something that isn't like a car or a house, then I'm gonna fucking want to get my money's worth to make sure that I'm gonna want it or not. And with shit like GameFly, where how they're running, where it's like, hey, rent this game for $5 a month, but you can have it for as long as you want, then you can literally own the whole game, but you literally are spending $5 every single month to own that game, as opposed to playing it for 3 months for $15 and then returning it at the end of the fucking 3 months. That's why I don't get that shit. That's why renting is a hit or miss. It depends on what it is, because to me, in order to rent something, you need to have a deadline. Because that's the whole point of renting. You don't own it. But then again, like I said, I don't want to spend money on making a decision. So I do my research and figure out if I want it or not, and then spend the money on actually owning it. But to each their own,
Yeah. Well, we're all gonna be fucking owned by Disney one day.
True. Everyone's gonna fucking be
They're gonna invent
walking around
fucking
with
ways.
Mickey Mouse ears and shit.
Yeah, they're gonna invent fucking ways to like replace body organs and shit, and it's gonna fucking have the Disney logo on them. Fuck, dude.
Everyone's retinas. Everyone's retinas will be fucking like.
It's gonna have a fucking watermark logo on the fucking Disney.
Like, you ever seen the Futurama episode where they got the iPhones where it was embedded behind
Yeah,
their
yeah.
eyeball? It's gonna be like that, but it's gonna be controlled by Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, dude. Well, or Apple. Or Apple.
Yeah.
Or
Or
Apple.
fucking Zuckerberg. That motherfucker.
See, the reason Apple doesn't scare me is because they only corner the market on their own shit.
Right, because Disney Disney has its own niche, and it knows where it can
You mean
fucking
Apple?
thrive off of.
You mean Apple or Disney?
Are we talking about Disney or Apple?
Apple.
Okay. Either way, they both work.
No, Disney. No, because Disney buys everything. Disney can buy anything.
Disney buys everything, but it knows what it works the best off of.
Everything. No, the reason I say that with Apple, the reason Apple doesn't scare me.
Apple is such a
Apple doesn't scare me
Ever
because
since Steve Jobs died, Apple has gotten so simplistic.
no, Apple doesn't scare me because of that. Or I mean, Apple's the reason Apple doesn't scare me is because, well, even back when Steve Jobs was, is because as powerful as you can say that they are in the tech industry, that's it. You know, Apple makes Apple products. If you don't like it, if you don't like the service, if you don't like anything about it, fuck you, don't buy it. Because millions of people are buying it anyways. But I don't care about that. That's fine. I mean, do I like the fact that they have shitty fucking service and customer service fucking garbage? You have to go to a fucking Apple store fucking like 10 miles away to fucking get your phone fixed. And even then it's fucking like $300. No, I don't like that. But you know what? They're not going to take over my life. They're not. They don't control enough in the world to make me scared. They control enough in the world to annoy me sometimes. I love Apple. I'm not going to, I'm the kind of, you're Android. I'm an Apple guy. For my phone, I love the sleek, simplistic Apple. It's a pain in the ass, but you know what? I like it. It's easier for me. I like it a lot.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because
but they just do shit to piss you know that Apple fucking knows it too. Right. And Apple knows what the fuck, who the fuck is gonna buy their phones and who's not. They fucking took away the audio, the aux cable, just to say, haha, this is our fucking shit. Now you gotta buy extra fucking shit to use our shit. Fuck you. Right. Like, what the fuck?
There's a lot of reasons why I dislike Apple. Right? I'm an Android guy because I had an iPhone 6. Right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. You know, it was nice. It was one of the first official smartphones that I owned. But then after getting used to it, and when you grow accustomed to a smartphone like that, you know, you find shit that you don't like that you didn't really think of initially when you first got the phone. For me, it's the simplicity and the mainstream, like every few months, whatever, iOS update. You know, you gotta update it. You have until this day to update it, otherwise we're updating it for you. And then every single other person that owns an Apple product has that exact same software that you just fucking downloaded.
Yeah.
It's on a cycle, it's on a system.
Yeah.
Androids, you have 110% control over your own device. Can update whatever software you want, can update any other app you want, download and re-download any other apps you want. Literally 110% of the customization is all up to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that at the end of the day, that it comes down to how much effort you want to put into it, right? Like, you can fucking build your PC. We're using my built PC right now. You know, it's great. You're absolutely right. I have 110 customization. I picked my case, my motherboard, my CPU, my GPU, my everything, my RAM. It's mine. You know, I'm not going to say it's the only one like it, but it's mine. It's my preferences. But at the end of the day, would I rather go through 100 menus to play one game, or would I rather go down to the GameStop, buy Black Ops 4 for PS4, come home, pop it in, download it, that's it. I mean, like, I think it comes down to the fact where it's just it's a part of consumerism, right? How the average consumer doesn't, you can have those options, but the average consumer isn't going to use that. That's why Apple has its niche, because its format is slicker. Its interface is slicker. Not taking away anything from Android, but it's slicker and more simplistic. You're right, it's more simplistic, which may not be a good thing if you want to do a whole bunch of shit. Don't get me wrong. I hate a lot of things about Apple, but it's the accessibility. All right? Everybody and their mother, right? In terms of, like, when you're watching, like, when anybody references anything, memes, anything like that, people on TV, right? 9 times out of 10, they're going to have an iPhone. Why? Because it's accessible. It's a household brand.
Social norm.
Social norm, exactly. Well, yeah, the social is also an aspect of it, but it's more just like in terms of how it operates, right? Not everybody wants to build a PC. He farted. Not everybody wants to build a PC, but a lot more people want to buy a console and just play video games.
It's conveniency.
Yeah, conveniency.
It's 150% conveniency. People nowadays are so caught up in their own bullshit that they don't want to do shit for themselves. They want someone else to do it for them.
Yeah.
So if you can have a whole system, if you can have a whole fucking system in the palm of your hand, a whole system that can do almost everything for you, are you not just gonna fucking pay the extra $100 a fucking month or whatever the fuck, or however expensive it is compared to the next best thing to have that conveniency and, you know, accessibility, like you said, where everything's down to a T and there's nothing you need to memorize or change.
Yeah, when it comes to consuming anything, they've always made things easier, right?
Yeah.
Like
because when Apple first came out, they were all about music. Then they were trying to make their shit smaller. Then they created phones. Then they were trying to make their phones bigger and better and blah, blah, blah. And then Samsung. And then they got into the fucking big debate over, like, who's the better iPhone or smartphone, you know? Then it's like, okay, well, Apple's more simplistic, where it's like, hey, we're all based on the same shit, and this is how everything's going to go all the time. We're just going to update it and make it a little bit newer each year. And Samsung's like, okay, we'll do the same thing, but we'll let you get more freedom than Apple. You just make your own decision. And that's pretty much what it's turned into.
It's all the same, dude. World's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit. That's why, like, you know, I could care less as to who the fuck kind of patriot or whatever the fuck's going to say shit about me. Like, I'm an American. I respect this country, but I definitely don't agree with a lot of the shit that's been going on lately in the past few years.
Ooh, yeah. But yeah, I think, I just, Apple, man. It's all that shit, man. It's funny because it comes down to consumerism. That's when consumerism, all consumers want is accessibility, easier. They'll pay more for the easier route.
It's always someone wanting someone else to do their shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because those are the people who never do anything with their lives, though.
Exactly.
Like, look at me.
They'll fucking sit back and they'll just be like, yeah, I did this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fucking, do you know how hard it was to build this PC? Right. To get these mics, to get this software, to get these mixers, to get this fucking bullshit off the fucking floor.
All I have is a laptop to my setup.
Yeah, at least you're starting.
All I have is a laptop. And I'm sitting back thinking, like, all right, I need to get mics, an interface, cords, fucking speakers, like, all this shit. Mm-hmm. And I know that I'm going to have to take the time and effort into fucking setting it all up, and I'm going to do it because that's what I want to do. But it's like someone that's just like...
A consumer will never do that.
Someone that's like, yeah, I want all that stuff, but I don't want to do the work.
A consumer will be mad that they fucking have to unbox shit.
Right. That's the type of person that'll go out and buy a fucking $3,000 MacBook and fucking...
Yeah.
Have all the shit right off the bat, and all they have to do is press a fucking button or two to get everything going.
Yeah, and even that, they get mad at that.
Exactly.
But I think it's just, that's just the way the world is. I think it's easy to say that we get ourselves caught in that too. Everybody does. Everybody gets a consumer moment. Everybody gets a moment where they're kind of like, they're mad that things aren't as convenient or aren't more convenient than they already are. You know, like fucking, I have a fucking $2,600 4K gaming TV, right? It's really nice. My mom got it for me. I was like, oh, thank you, you're the best. So I literally got a free fucking TV. Why am I complaining, right? Oh yeah, but yeah, son, some guy has to show up though early in the morning to come drop it off and install it. I'm like, man, I gotta wake up early.
Right.
It's like I'm getting a free TV, and I realized that like for a split second, I was like, man, I gotta wake up at like 8 a.m. This guy come in and just put his TV, whatever, and I had to spend like 10-15 minutes while this dude walks me through how it works, because it's like a really nice TV with like great weird buttons, and I was like, what am I complaining about? This TV's over $2,000.
Right.
It's like, and I think it's so easy to get complacent and like
It's
your own shit.
I don't wanna talk shit or like offend you, but it's first world problems, man. We got it easy. We just like to complain because it's about the simplicity and the
Dude,
accessibility.
let's complain about how people complain.
Dude, all right, so you're telling me that there's motherfuckers out there that are using fucking iPads as paperweights or fucking stabilizers. Like, you know, when you have a wobbly office chair?
Yeah.
There's motherfuckers that are using iPads to stabilize it.
For real.
I'm dead fucking ass. There's people that have 2 Lamborghinis, one black and one white, and they're complaining because they don't have a red one. Motherfucker, kiss my goddamn ass. If I had a Lamborghini, I wouldn't be complaining about any other fucking thing wrong in my fucking life.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because if I had a Lamborghini, I'd fucking sell it and then use that money to fucking solve my goddamn problems.
Yeah.
People are fucking stupid and they think cash is king, and as soon as they get all the fucking money that they think they can have in the world, it's game over because they start spending it on stupid shit that they don't fucking need at all whatsoever. That's why the rich are fucking stupid and the poor stay poor because they buy shit that is needed and not what they want.
Dude, shit just got fucking real. She got fucking real. SpoonCast.
SpoonCast.
Ain't no forks in here, bitch. Dude, alright. It's a good time we switch topics.
We've been going for an hour and a half now.
Yeah, dude. Gotta hit them 2 hours, man.
2-hour mark.
Yeah, bro.
What time is it?
2:56.
2:50. It's almost 3 in the morning.
Yeah, dude.
Goddamn.
Goddamn. Alright, there's one more topic I did want to talk about.
What was that?
See, I don't know if I want to talk about a gaming topic or a real life topic.
We've been kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, I almost want to switch it back to gaming, but at the same time, I do have one thing I do want to pick your brain on. All right, I'll just do it. So you went to California recently?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of recently.
I remember it.
Have you been? You were in. It wasn't within the past 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever try to buy cigarettes when you went there?
Yeah.
Did they deny you?
No.
No, they didn't deny you?
They ID'd me, but so I don't really smoke cigarettes anymore, but when I did, I would smoke Marlboro Black non-menthol 100s and or Kings. I didn't really care. Preferred 100s, but didn't give a shit depending on which store had what. Anyway, in the state of Wisconsin, a pack of Marlboro Black would be $7 to $8 a pack.
I know where you're going with this.
In California, that exact same pack of cigarettes was half the price.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it would be more.
No, it was half
in New
the
York,
price.
dude. In New York, $15 per pack.
Yes. So I've noticed over the few states that I've traveled to in the past few years, I've noticed that the southern states and the western states have the cheapest tobacco sales.
Okay, yeah, that's dope. But something I want the thing I want to transition to is, so maybe it wasn't an effect when you went there. Did you go in 2016? 2015?
Yes, I went October of 2016, the year after I graduated.
So I didn't know this. I found this. I found this on a Facebook video, and I looked it up to see if it was true, and it was. Obviously, neither of us have been there in the past 2 years, so we can't say anything. This is what I've heard. Apparently, since that time you went there, they have raised the legal smoking age to 21.
I can believe it because California is such a...
It seems like such a step backwards.
Well, all right, no. So California is a step ahead and they're also a step backwards. So California is their own state in the sense of, you know, they're doing their own thing, you know, with Hollywood and, you know, like just they were the second or third state or whatever in the whole country to have legalized marijuana.
Yeah.
So, you know, that and the fact of like tobacco being cheap and all that shit. Like there's a lot of shit that's going on in the state of California where, you know, there's a lot of freedom, but then because of the fact that there's so much to be done in the state, that the state government is like putting down hella rules. Because, yeah, they're raising the tobacco sale price to 21, just like how there's legal marijuana, but you have to be 21. And, you know, I shit you not, there's labels for everything, on everything, saying this product may contain chemicals that may result in cancer. Like a bottle of fucking Windex. All right, California, you go to a Walmart or a Costco, because Costco's our biggest fuck out there, right?
Yeah.
So you go to a big company store and you buy Windex or like Lysol disinfectant wipes. I shit you not, on the bottom of that you will find a fucking sticker on it that says this product may be prone to causing cancer, something like that. Like this product may cause cancer, whatever the fuck. It's because in the state of California, it is illegal for them to not post that shit on almost every single fucking product they have to sell in that entire state. I don't understand. It's just a thing. Each state is different. The state of California is just fucking retarded because there's a lot of people that live there and there's a lot of fucking things going on that people are just dumb. They need that many more laws and rules to regulate the way that society functions in that state.
So, but do you think it's right though that they're doing that?
I do think it's right because
I think it's right that they're raising it to 21.
Yeah, I do think it's right that I may, you know, it may not happen to all states, but I do think that, you know, it'd be better for them to raise the smoking age to 21 because it's like, all right, if people are comparing tobacco with alcohol and weed and other drugs and shit, alcohol is the only legal thing, with the exception of marijuana being legal in certain states. Alcohol is illegal until 21. So if alcohol is the only legal substance that you can get your hands on,
that's poisonous. Yeah,
that is yeah. It has definitely been scientifically proven that marijuana is healthier to consume than alcohol.
Alcohol is literal poison.
Yes. So the fact that all of the country's government in each state says 21 is the legal drinking age, why not make everything else 21 with the regulation or with the exception of voting?
But then comes the argument, if you're 18 and you can go to war, why can't you go to Syria?
If you're 18 and you can go to war, if you're 18 and can buy your own fucking house, if you're 18 and get a credit card, if you're 18, blah, 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 blah. It's a bunch of shit, right? Because there's certain things that aren't as severe as others, right? To go to war is to go to war. To go to war is to fight for your country and give up your life for the greater good. Do you really think there should be an age limit on that? To have access to be in possession of something that can literally kill you, would you want an 18-year-old to have access to that or a 21 or older to be in access of that? You know, these are the type of things that people have to think about when creating certain laws regarding that type of shit.
I agree with that. I agree with the sentiment that I think everything needs to be pushed up a little bit. Because honestly, dude, when I was 18, if I would have went to fucking the army when I was 18 because I felt like I had no other option, right, I could have felt that way as 18 and maybe not when I was 21.
But it's also a side note that you have to think that each person develops at different rates.
Yeah, that's
so
also true.
We're both 20, but yet, you know, not saying that this has anything to do with our development, but, you know, just as a small example, we're both 20. You have a child. I don't.
Yeah. I have a child, by the way.
That rate then and there, like, differentiates us.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
But we're the same age.
True.
That's like that. It can coincide with something regarding the military or something.
There is case by case basis. I think, you know, but I do think not that everything needs to be pushed up, but I do think that the conversation should be had with all these things. Yeah. Right. Like I think voting, like, dude, like you're right with any law. It's just these things need to be discussed, and but because the reason that they bump it up, the reason that you can only drink at 21 is because they feel like, Well, they say the science behind it is that like 21 is like the age that's around the age when your brain is fully developed. But it's
So
also
they
become
say,
so they say.
Technically,
It's
they say
25.
what was it?
Technically it's 25.
Females are like 20, 27, 28, and males are like 24, 25. Some shit like that when we're fully developed,
Some shit like that.
or vice versa.
But then it becomes they say it's the argument, like you said, that when is somebody considered a grown adult to the point where they can make their own decision on whether or not they want to poison their body.
Right.
So if somebody
Unofficially,
it's
look,
not even
no. Look, unofficially, I'm telling you right now. Unofficially, the adult age is 21 because you can vote, you can officially drink, you can fucking buy marijuana if it's legal in your state. You can have your own.
I think
place.
you have to be 25 to buy it. And,
No.
Don't you?
21.
21.
I would say officially, you aren't really considered a true adult until 26, 27, because that is when you can rent a vehicle out of state. Like if you were to fly out of the country or fly out of state and go to somewhere else and rent a vehicle, you can only you have to be 25 or older to rent a vehicle outside of the state you live in, or even in the state you live in the United States.
I think it's just. I think it's hard. This is why these discussions are hard because
To me, the highest age where you no longer have restrictions on you is when you are considered an adult. And for me, that's 25 or 26 because that's when you're cut off from your parents' health insurance, and that is when you can rent a vehicle on your own. Then you no longer have any type of restrictions. Your insurance goes down. Granted, yes, after 25 and 26, you're cut off from your parents' insurance to the point where you now have to pay out of your own pocket for it. But gradually over the next few years, that amount of insurance will go down because you're paying your first few years of your own insurance.
Yeah, but then it comes to the point where, I can agree with that. I can agree with that sentiment. I think the reason that people have a problem with that is because those discussions that they're having is they're saying drinking age is 21 because we feel like that's when you're an adult enough to have that, right?
It's more or less you're coherent enough to make proper decisions.
Okay, so that's when they make the argument. So you're coherent enough to go to war and die, but you're not coherent enough to have a drink while you're doing it. You know, not while you're doing it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's why I don't
like,
That's why I.
Some would say.
I choose to fucking refrain myself from this shit.
Some would say going to war. Some would say going to war is a death sentence, right? Some would say that you're risking your life for not a death sentence, but you're risking your life for it, right?
Some would say
you're putting your life at risk, right? Potentially, not you're going to, right? There's different positions, right? But some would say that that's what you're risking your life to do, right? If need be. So if you can put your life on the line to learn how to do that, why can't you have a drink? You know, put your life on the line to have a drink, right? Because that's what they say. They don't want to damage you and your body. They don't think that you're mature enough to have it. You're 21, right?
But then again, you also have to think like,
then again, it's just the laws.
If you're
right?
18, being sent off to war, and you're fucking killing people and having to witness murder, and mass killings and like explosions and shit, that's gonna traumatize you.
Dude, this is not gaming anymore.
No, right? But look, if you're going through all that bullshit and it's traumatizing you. If you add alcohol to the mix, what the fuck do you think that's going to do to that person?
I agree. But then it comes to the discussion back to the topic is, why would cigarettes be up to 21 then? Right?
Right. Because, fuck, dude, that's what I'm saying. It's all
about...
It's laws, it's all about the person. It's all about the individual. Because how that person perceives each individual thing and how they can react to it, between me and you, we both drink, but I can drink more than you can. Before we get to a certain limit where we don't drink anymore,
Yeah.
That's just who we are as person. That's how we're wired. That's just each person is different. The way we're processed, the way we're made, like someone that has been to war for 10 plus years that has seen some shit that'll have a fucking drink and get drunk could potentially turn into an alcoholic, as to a person that just fucking lived life in the city for fucking 21 years, finally turned 21, went out to the bars and had his first drink, liked it, and gets drunk every so often, but isn't an alcoholic. They can balance it out. That's two different people. You know what I'm saying? Because they've experienced two different completely things in their lives.
I think the moral of the story is that laws, dude. Laws. I think it's all based off whatever you're... See, dude, it's all arbitrary to me. Because fucking in Germany, you drink when you're fucking 16 years old. It's all arbitrary.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. In different countries, it's fucking completely different.
It's all based on culture, right? And I think that the raising of the legal smoking age, Honestly, I think it's a response to. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, dude. Kids are smoking at a younger age. People are just doing more explicit shit the older that they get. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We were pretty young when we started doing explicit shit. Kids are even younger now doing it than we were. I remember fucking smoking weed for the first time when I was fucking 13 years old.
Yeah, now there's kids that are like
13. I was in
the
the 7th fucking grade. Who the
Yeah. There's kids that are like 9 and 10 fucking smoking weed and drinking beer now.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like it's nuts.
Or there's like 10-year-olds with guns.
So, maybe we should commend California for, to some extent, trying to treat these kids like they are. Because you know what?
Yeah,
at 18, we were still kids. So maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know. Because California, I don't know if you've ever been to California, but California is filled with some pretty weird ass people, man.
I don't need to be a Californian to recognize that. Yeah, dude. I think it's I don't know, dude. Laws, man. Laws.
All right. This podcast has gone from fucking video games to Disney to fucking state laws. That's what podcasts are about, man. You jump from weird ass vague topics to vague topics.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm still gonna try and keep it to the game. I just ran out of gaming topics this week. I'm gonna write more gaming topics.
Hey, I'll tell you this though. For the first podcast, it's not bad.
It's not bad. Well, I'm gonna listen to it.
I feel pretty honored to be the first quote unquote guest.
Thanks,
for
man.
Such podcasts.
Who knows, man? Maybe it'll be co-host. Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll see.
Pussy.
We'll see. Yeah, as of now, it's just, I guess for everybody listening right now, it's just me doing it. We'll see.
Right. Now, you could go back. Now, obviously, you would edit this out from this podcast if you did this, but you could go back and record a podcast of your own for like a pre-pilot. Make it like 30 minutes or something. Where you're just like, hey, you're going to be starting a podcast, blah, 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 blah. Like,
Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
all right.
I'm gonna leave that in. That's all canon. Yeah, it's just me. Me, like I said, me and Jeff have done projects together, so
Mucho proyectos.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against bringing him in, but I'm not gonna also subject him to that because this is my thing. I don't want him to feel.
I also work a pretty fucking stupid schedule.
Exactly. So I'm gonna bring him in as much as I can. I'm sure that he'll come in as much as he can when he feels like it. But I'll bring him as much as I can if you guys enjoyed him. I also have a couple other friends I'm gonna bring on, a couple of other ideas I got going. Like I said, the Star Wars idea is an idea that I have. I want to have a Star Wars specific one when I finish everything. I'd like to bring my girlfriend on. That'd be cute.
Yeah.
I have a couple friends that know a little more about, a little closer to the gaming industry that I'd like to bring on. Ryan would be fun to bring on just to see what that would be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the first one. Let me
schedule that for the weekend. Yeah,
I definitely could. Let me know. Well, I'm not gonna record anything until I see how this goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Put this out. I was gonna ask, how are you gonna get this out?
Oh, I'm sure you guys already know right now. This is on YouTube for sure. YouTube for sure. SoundCloud maybe. SoundCloud maybe approves.
Yeah. iTunes in the works.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Maybe Bandcamp. Fucking yeah, dude. Thank you for being on. And yeah, this was SpoonCast episode 1. I hope everybody appreciated it. I hope everybody appreciated me doing something different.
Yeah, like I said, dude, I'm honored to be.
Yeah, dude.
Technically the first guest.
Yeah, well, you're my buddy, man.
Yeah, the one of many, hopefully.
Many, yeah, we'll see. One of few. All right, take care. All right, we're done.